and whatnot that's in the snow, and then they're going to put it into the harbor. I know that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows and a lot of issues, but just think about that in your everyday life, all the chemicals that are in your food and whatnot, and you put that in your body. So just a little twist there on the snow removal. Now to Worcester, Mass, which currently holds the title of the snowiest city in the U.S. Our Paul Goodlow is doing his part, helping to clear the way for some of that 36.9 inches that has fallen this month, though they have 91 inches for the entire season. So they've had 36.9 this month. Worcester usually gets 5.7 for the entire month, to give you perspective. And look at Paul. You can tell, obviously, he doesn't do this very often, but at least he's trying, right? I shouldn't say anything, because he's doing his best there with the snowplow. That it looks like fun for a minute, not when you're doing it week after week, day after day. So let's have a look at what we are dealing with. Into Michigan, we do have some freezing drizzle that is being reported here in free soil. So that's on the west side of Michigan. And this is our next Clipper system that's going to come into the Northeast. It's weak, though. It's falling apart. It's dying out. It's tapping out. It's like, okay, I've had enough. You know, Mother Nature has us in a chokehold, and we are seeing warmer temperatures. Now, behind this system, we are going to see cooler air. And then we have another Clipper coming in this weekend, and we're going to see even colder air. I just put it up on all my social media. So enjoy the milder temperatures and the light snow that we have today in the Midwest and also in the Northeast, because we will see dramatic changes as we head over the next 5 days. And even into next Wednesday, we have another big system, which we just can't even get to that one yet because we have to deal with these two. Now, the South. You're not going to escape the cold anymore. I mean, into Florida, we're talking overnight lows into the 40s, even the 30s in some locations. So enjoy the heat, because that cold air is going to dive all the way south. The same here for the Southern Plains. A little bit of snow on the New Mexico-Colorado border, but otherwise pretty comfortable seeing what month we're in. Roker.
Steph, thank you. And that's it for us here on Wake Up with Al. In 60 seconds, AMHQ continues. Jim Cantore camped out permanently, we think, in Boston, talking about the weight of snow and how it's collapsing roofs. Plus, Sam Champion and Jen Delgado have got your latest weather in studio. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.
Currently in our area, 52 degrees under sunny skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, low 52, winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky, high 77, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good morning, top of the hour to you. That's your local weather on the 8s. Now, let's have an amazing Wednesday right here on AMHQ. Hey, we've got a double dose of Arctic air moving in. Let's talk temperatures. The coldest temperatures we've seen since November, and we're already feeling it in places like Albany. But guess what? It's on its way even to New York City this morning. New York is sitting in the 20s. By Thursday night actually, you'll be about 12 degrees. In the eastern half of the nation, those numbers are dropping as we head into Valentine's Day. Right now, the next Clipper system expected to dump 1 to 3 inches of snow in the Midwest today, and then it moves northeast, so we'll track that snow. And roofs collapsing, several of them under 77 inches of snow. Imagine what it sounds like. We've got some brand new images in of what it looks like when those just kind of dive down into the building below under the weight of all that snow. Jim Cantore, you're in Rockland, Massachusetts this morning, and you've got one right around you.
Yeah, we're on the South Shore of Boston here, and you can see behind me, this is the piano mill. Again, going down a couple of days ago. We'll talk about why this collapsed. We'll have a structural engineer this morning, Sam, a little bit later on in the show, to talk about snow load, which is exceeding code right now in much of Massachusetts. We'll tell you why we are in such a dire situation here with these roof loads. All that is coming up a little bit later on this morning. Also talk about the fact that this isn't melting, pal.
Yeah.
We got bitterly cold air coming in right through the weekend.
Absolutely
bitterly
right.
cold.
Absolutely right, Jim. And these numbers are astounding. And we may have had a half a day to get out yesterday yesterday. So are you halfway down your driveway now? Are you a third of the way out? And there's even more snow coming. We've got cold air as well. And one place that summer lives practically, Jen.
You forgot one other thing. Are you still looking for your driveway out there? You know, that's the big thing. Are you in your car? You're jumping way too far ahead. All right, well, let's talk about what's happening. You can see what's going on the floor here. We have some snow coming up for areas right along the Front Ranges as well as Clipper. But we start off with the warm west, and look at this. Temperatures are going to be exploding. We're going to be looking at temperatures running 10 to 15 degrees above average. And then this ridge of high pressure is going to provide record numbers as we go all the way through the weekend. Then the other part of this story, well, of course, we're talking about snow as well as that cold from the Clipper. We have the weekend looking at two different storms, one of them exiting, but behind that cold northerly air in place, and another one that's going to be working through, dropping off another round of snowfall. And then here comes number 3, the Arctic air, and it's coming in actually 2 different loads. We'll see it arriving, it looks like Friday as well as even into the weekend. Looks like potentially Sunday into Monday, Sam. We're going to be looking at temperatures in many of these locations running 30 degrees below average. And the problem is it's also going to be in the south too.
Yeah, and it's not really a step into colder air. It's a push, and then a shove.
Down the hill.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Jen. All right, let's get caught up on what we do know this morning out of the big snow and the cold air. Here's Anna Riddis Rodriguez.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. Boston's mayor says the city is melting snow at a rate of about 10,000 tons a day, and that's roughly enough water, get this, to fill 125 just typical swimming pools. Officials urging homeowners to get snow off their roofs today before the next potential storm hits and increases the risk of collapse. Boston schools are reopening today. Students have used 8 snow days, and if more are needed, they're likely going to lose out on holidays. Boston's subway, trolleys, and commuter rail service running on limited schedules today. The system's manager under fire for shutting down trains Tuesday to get snow and ice off the tracks. And Sam, she says that she won't resign. She's got a meeting with the governor tomorrow. The governor has criticized the MBTA's response to the storm. We know that today rails are only running 70% of their schedules, and we are seeing delays already, especially in Quincy.
All right, I think, in my opinion, they need to be looking at the age of the system and how to, you know, it's been such a budget issue. They've gotten cut when they've tried to rebuild it. All right, Boston hit with nearly 41 inches of snow. Boston, by the numbers, 78 inches for the season so far. That means a lot of snow sitting right over your head. Now, what does it sound like if it starts to go? Are you in danger? Should you be worried about it? Our Jim Cantore is live in Rockland, south of Boston. Jim, I know you've talked to people who saw these things come down. Some of them come down. What do they say? What do you hear when a roof starts to come down?
You know what? Sometimes you don't hear anything. Sometimes I think if you look at this case behind us, Sam, I mean, this looks like it dropped. I mean, there's probably a couple of cracks, you know, because you've got, lumber that's changing. Obviously, it's cracking. It's taking on that load, but it just depends on how fast it happens. This looks like it just dropped right in through here. You can see that aluminum fascia on the side of this warehouse, which is pretty much just bent up like that, which would tell me that this thing just dropped literally right from where it started, again, a couple of days ago. Rumor has it, too, that there's a Liberace piano in there that's probably worth about $500,000. Oh. And if you remember Liberace, it's probably a beautiful piano. It's probably got studs all over it. I mean, it's very elaborate, no question about it. And we don't know if that's been damaged or not. Hopefully the owner will stop by a little bit later on and we can talk to him about that and also talk to him about where he goes from here in terms of having a roof collapse. I mean, think about it, Sam. We got pianos and guitars in there. Yeah. That's expensive. Yeah. It's expensive stuff. And unfortunately, you've got probably at least half or a third of this roof that's pretty much gone at this point. All right, what's to come in Boston? First of all, it's in the 20s right here in Rockland, which feels like a heat wave. I want to say that. But will it stay that way? And the answer is no. Let's deal with this first clipper. This one's going to come on through, and a lot of the computer guidance suggests it's going to be a brush by. So we're talking 1 to 3 inches. Probably more on the Cape because the storm's a little bit further east, but that's a far cry from what could have been 5 to 8 a few days ago as we were looking at this thing. That's great news. We don't need any more snow here in Boston. So once that comes through, then the bottom drops out. First wave of cold air follows that clipper, and with it, we're talking about temperatures that are going to drop into the teens, overnight lows in the single digits. Then we head into the weekend. Another storm develops. The European and the GFS as of last night farther east with this, but the 6Z run just came in, which is the 1 o'clock in the morning run. It has it back a little bit further to the west. I don't like to to buy into those middle runs wholeheartedly, but that's certainly cause for concern, Sam. That could be a little heavier snow for Boston as we get in toward the weekend. But the bottom line is, regardless of where the snow winds up, it is going to get bitterly cold. It will be below 0 here again on Saturday and probably again on Monday as well behind this next storm. So none of this is melting. That's the bottom line. None of this is melting. Sydney, do we have the graph of the rate of climb? Okay,
yeah, look at that.
Check, Sam, this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. Look, that black line is, first of all, this is data from Logan Airport. That black line is the rate of climb in snow that we've seen. If you look right below that black line, that's February 1st. Look at how much snow has fallen with essentially 3 major snowstorms here. So that's the issue. It hasn't warmed up. We've gotten 20, 30, and 40-day snowfall records broken in 17 days. And instead of looking like Boston right now, it looks more like northern New England or Siberia in the winter. That's what it looks like around here.
That just shows you the ledge of snow that got dropped in Boston. That's what that graph shows you. And Jim, what you allude to is the fact that we have to rely on these models. And even as you said, these middle runs, when they show a trend that isn't what we've been seeing in the past couple of runs, it makes us go, wait a minute, do we have to go back and look at this all over again? So this is still moment by moment.
Well, and it's far enough away that you can't take your eyes off it, okay? We're talking about what's today? Wednesday. So you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you've still got 4 days, and the models can certainly change. And Sam, really, for a New England snowstorm, even a 50-mile change makes all the difference in the world between 3 inches and 25 inches.
Absolutely.
Really, 50 miles.
And so what I want people to do is just make sure they're paying attention and don't take your eyes off these storms that are moving this way, even from what you've heard in the last 24 hours. Let's talk a little bit about the heat, Jen. So many people enjoying that.
Yeah, so many people enjoying it, but unfortunately, Sam, you know what's headed our way? The cold air, and that's what we're going to be talking about. The cold air invading the southeast. You got early warning right now. Well, let's start off right now looking at Jacksonville. Light freeze possible on Friday, and notice for tomorrow morning, we're looking at temperatures below freezing, 30, 31 degrees. Jacksonville averages really just 2 days a month where they see temperatures below 32. So here they are for you right now. Looking at a wider view, bitter cold up towards the north. It's going to come in 2 different rounds. We'll see this arriving for Friday as well as Sunday into Monday across parts of the southeast. Look at this on Friday. Temperatures running 11 degrees below average, but guess what? A little bit later on, I'll show you how cold it gets a little bit later on as temperatures continue to tumble this weekend. Be right back.
Currently in our area, 52 degrees under sunny skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes past the hour right here on AMHQ this morning, and this may be your first solid day to get back to work and school in a lot of the Northeast. Here's what you can expect to see. Slippery, snowy sidewalks, you got that, check. You can see the snow piled up on either side, check. You're looking at Worcester, Mass this morning where we've picked up just over 3 feet of snow this month. And Jim, earlier this morning I said, what, are you halfway down the driveway in your shoveling out process? But Jen brought it right back to reality saying, have you even found your car?
Yeah, you know what's really amazing, Sam, is I was standing over on the other snowbank on the other side of the street to do the shot here. Then I came over onto this snowbank, and I'm like, oh, there's a car down there. They got their driveway shoveled out. And then I'm looking pretty much on a level to the top of the garage door.
Yeah.
That's how deep the snow is here.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely incredible. And I want you to see that snow rake. This is an item that's, unfortunately, in short supply up and through here. That big, long snow rake right now. People can stand, pretty much on the ground or on a ladder and shovel off the snow from the roof. And you see they've done that in a few spots, but look at the weight load over that porch. All right, look at the snow load on top of that porch where some of the snow has fallen off. So that's a tremendous load on that porch. Later on this morning, we'll talk to a structural engineer about just how much weight is probably sitting on that porch. Kevin, let's spin around because I want to show everybody the neighborhood here. And there are some homes that have actually seen their roofs shoveled off. There are some that haven't quite done that yet. But that's what, if you've been watching the news conferences here, you've heard the governor and the mayor say, look, go home from work and shovel off your roof. Look at that. Now look at the ice and the melted ice that's on the edge of that roof right there, Sam. That's a tremendous weight load as well, and that's causing stress on the roof. And if that starts to melt underneath too, it's going to go back underneath the tiles on the roof and potentially get in your home and cause a leak. Yeah. So there are all sorts of problems here that we can see just from having this much snow in this short a time. But the roads, quite frankly, aren't too bad.
All right, step one. Step one, Jim Cantore, we get the roads down. Now we do need to get that snow and ice off the roof. Boston trains and buses, though, another story and a problem. Coming back to life slowly this morning after nearly that 2 feet of snow derailed public transportation. But more snow is on the way. That's not the issue, though. The real issue is, can the MBTA handle all of this and their aging system? Our Keith Carson is live this morning in Boston. And Keith, what, number one, can T-Riders expect this morning? I've already heard about delays, and some people in Quincy are looking for shuttles to get them where they're going. So set us up this morning.
Right. Yeah, Sam, the first update is that there's no service between Braintree and JFK, which is kind of a branch to the south of here. They'll be using a bus instead to get you there. Let's bring somebody in here. Ben is going to talk to us about, he just got off the T. And first of all, Ben, how was the ride this morning?
I was fine.
You had no problems?
Yeah, I mean, got on the 7 o'clock over at Hersey and over in Needham, and train came in fine. So
now, when the T was shut down, how did you get to work, or did you get to work?
Yesterday, I didn't go to work
because of the T?
Because the T was shut down. So I mean, there's no service into the city.
And do you think it seems like being from Boston, that's a common thing. People try not to have cars, so if the T's not running.
Well, yeah, and I think if I recall, the governor also declared a partial state of emergency. So, I mean, for more or less, the city was shut down.
All right, and let's talk about, you were telling me before, you're from Southern California originally.
Yes.
Is this enough or what?
Well, I do enjoy the seasons here.
Yeah.
There are parts of New England I enjoy, and then obviously when we get huge snowstorms like this, I miss Southern California.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck with the T, and now if the T starts becoming more and more unreliable, will you try to find a different method or just stick with it and tell the boss, look, I can't come in?
No, I'm going to stick with it. I mean, T's gone through cycles like this where they have service interruptions, and they always seem to be able to turn things around and get their operations in order, so I'm not worried about the T.
All right. Thank you, Ben. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hopefully you get to work time. All right, so this is what's going on with the T right now. So far, things are running, but let's bring up some quick graphics real quick to show you what people are going to be dealing with if they have to walk to work. Because look, that's the alternative for a lot of people, and unfortunately, it is cold and going to get colder. So part of the story here, not only interruptions with service, also the fact that if you have to walk to work, it is very cold and more snow possibly, as Jim mentioned and Sam mentioned, on the way as we look into the weekend. Hey, look, it's worth noting that this is the oldest below ground subway system in the country. So Sam, I think I heard you talk about this earlier. We can point all the fingers we want. At some point, they would need to spend money and update the system if they want this to not happen in the future.
Absolutely, and it's something everybody's got to learn. That's why we have technology, but you have to build it in. All right, Keith Carson, thanks so much for reporting live from Boston. Just to give people a heads up, the temperatures that you need to know as you walk wherever you got to go. What are people talking about this morning?
It's so cold that the snow's not going to melt. So the only way to get it out of there is to haul it out of there. And people are complaining this morning to the City of Boston Citizens Connect website, having to do with how their streets are not being plowed. And with so many of them heading back to work and school this morning, that could mean big problems for commuters.
Now, where's that?
These are just the complaints that are flooding into this mobile app that we told you about. People are taking pictures and they're saying, look at what my neighborhood looks like. How am I expected to walk across this sidewalk when we have sheets of ice? I mean, look at the garbage on the snow piles. Garbage service hasn't been resumed in a while. So we want to see your snow pictures as you're heading out the door this morning. Remember, hashtag #SnowMeWhatYouGot.
Yep.
Send us the pic at AMHQ, hashtag MyWeather, and we're going to share them throughout the morning.
You know, because our cameras can only be in so many places, and so we need to see the problems that you're living with so we can get them corrected for you this morning, or at least put them on the air so people know that it's out there. This is just number one of 2 clippers we're tracking, and number one of 2 punches of cold air we're tracking. We'll tell you who gets what when we come back this morning.
have a cold with terrible chest congestion. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold doesn't treat chest congestion.
Really?
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Powder rushes relief to your worst cold symptoms plus chest congestion.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here we go!
All cars are racing against time. Some are just doing better than others. Save 25% on durable Firestone Destination LE2 tires for your SUV at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Lowe's presents How to Accidentally Invent a New Word.
This new living room is so you. It's so... sophisticated. Exactly. Sophisticated.
Get Valspar Ultra Interior Paint now at a new lower price at Lowe's.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than cold medicines alone. So you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
Something special happens when you come to TransUnion.com. You get in the know. When you're in the know about your credit, you feel confident, ready for anything. At TransUnion.com, you get instant credit alerts to keep you in sync. You can even lock and unlock your TransUnion report with the swipe of a finger.
Everyone loves the way dark clothes make them feel. And no one wants that feeling to fade. That's why there's Woolite Darks. Without harsh ingredients, it keeps darks vibrant for over 30 washes. So your love for dark clothes doesn't have to fade. For the love of darks, Woolite Darks.
At Outbacker Lincoln, we want you to have luxury for less. That's why we offer price, value, and selection. Price, like the all-new 2015 Lincoln MKC, just $299 a month. Or a 2015 Lincoln MKZ, also just $299 a month. Value, with bottom line windshield pricing. Selection, over 200 new Lincolns to choose from. Only at Outbacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember, before you buy, price Packer.
Remember, Berries.com. Click the mic and enter code WEATHER or call 888-SWEET-90.
Home improvement improved with the Home Depot Project of the Week. We take you step by step through great seasonal tips and easy-to-do projects for your home and garden every Saturday morning on Weather Center Live. And for more information and inspiration for your next how-to project, go to weather.com/Home Depot.
Currently in our area, 51 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back. We're 20 minutes past the hour. And for a lot of us, it may be a fairly comfortable day, and it may be the last one for a few days in the comfort zone. So let's talk about the Arctic air that will have millions of us down under it right through the weekend. Take a live look at Chicago, Pittsburgh, and also New York. Chicago, this comes in 2 steps. Step 1 for you is tonight. Step 2 will be probably Saturday. And New York, your step 1 probably gets in by Thursday. So it's kind of timing this cold air as you get ready for those temperatures that'll be dropping. The northeastern forecast, let's get you ready for this cold air. Buffalo this morning at 12 degrees, 19 in State College. New York, good morning. You're at 22 degrees as you head out the door this morning. Let's zoom in a little bit and talk a little bit about North Jersey, also about Pennsylvania. So Allentown at 21. Trenton, you're at about 22 degrees. As we said, look at toward Philadelphia as well. These are your wind chills. This is what it feels like this morning. And notice that wind, still kind of out of a northeastern direction, northern with a little eastern edge on it. So it means it's cutting right across the island right now. That wind chill is 9 degrees. Bridgeport, same thing for you. It's 7 degrees there. So as you get closer to the coastline, those wind chills are going to feel a little bit colder than when you've got the protection of a little bit more of a land breeze inland. Here we go with these numbers. We'll use Philadelphia as an example of what to expect. Thursday, 41 degrees. Then watch the trend here. 23 by Friday. Okay, you get that first round in. Take a look at Sunday, 18 degrees. This is where we're going on the cold air. Look at the lows. 4 degrees. This is real. And it's a kind of air that a lot of us haven't seen since like November. So this is going to be a real difference to the air that you've been feeling, even as cold as it has been and as windy as it has been. Jim, what some folks can actually celebrate is it's a break in the snow falling for a minute.
Yeah, and hopefully this next Clipper won't do much. It's going to be, more of an underachiever, we hope. Sam, again, we're here in Rockland on the South Shore of Boston, and you can see one of these roofs. I'm just going to kind of show you the whole morning, some of these different homes here. See how they've done a nice job in taking the snow off the edge? There's still some melting that's going on, but you don't have that big weight load of snow and ice right on the edge of the roof that's going to be adding stress and eventually, potentially getting under those tiles, roof tiles, and creating some drips inside. So right now, that's the thing we want to do. We want to reduce that weight load off the roof. Again, I'm actually stoked to get this structural engineer here later on this afternoon to talk about snow load, and Niz has been doing a great job of it all morning. So let's bring in the Niz Diggity and talk a little bit about the next Clipper, which right now has got a little bit of Great Lakes snow, but tomorrow it's coming here, isn't it, Niz?
Yeah, it is, and its wake, it's bringing more cold air down across the Great Lakes in the Northeast. We'll start over at the Great Lakes. We've kind of not been talking about them, but I want to show you the tale of 2 lakes here. So take a look at our satellite imagery from a couple days ago. Hey, Lake Erie, you're pretty much closed for business, fully ice covered, but Lake Michigan, you are wide open with not much ice cover on that lake. There it is right there. You can see the cities that ring those lakes, and that ice cover is not much on Lake Michigan. With all that open water, we are going to actually see lake effect snows develop here. So here's the Clipper system, and it's cutting across the Great Lakes right now. You can see the temperatures associated with that, relatively cold air in there for certain. Now, as we go forward in time here from this morning into tonight, that cold air begins to travel across the Great Lakes, and you can see these streamers developing. Sam, here's the area I'm really concerned about, and this is tomorrow morning. This is the I-90 corridor that runs along here. You see this band of snow that is forecast to come off of Lake Michigan. That is going to reduce visibilities along that corridor during rush hour. So for me, that is a very high impact area. We're going to have to watch that carefully. That snow continues throughout the day Thursday, and then the next Clipper system, which will be our next coastal event, will come into that area as we go later into the weekend. So as much as 5 to 8 inches southeast of Lake Michigan here. Now, as this Clipper heads out to the East Coast, it is going to ramp up a little bit, but fortunately, it is taking a track a little further off the coast here. And as we get into the Thursday afternoon time frame, we are going to see more snow develop in the Boston area and down along coastal New England, but most of this is just barely hugging the coast here, and so the overall snowfall from this event is not going to be that significant. In fact, we're looking at about 1 to 3 inches in this area. Some of the higher elevations here in New England are going to see as much as 3 to 5 inches, but this is not a major event here, and boy, we need a little breather. So Thursday right now, we're calling for the snow showers. Thursday night, they continue. The temperature drops to 13. Friday, we get a break before the next system. It gets to 17 degrees, windy conditions, but Sam, that weekend system looks a little more vigorous. We'll have to watch that very carefully.
Next model runs, Tom, come out?
About anywhere from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and we will be updating that as we get into the afternoon.
All right, just
today.
so you know, and just so folks know, check in with us because we're watching those things moment by moment every time they come out. Hey, we start talking about how difficult it is to shovel snow when you get 6 inches of snow. So what is it talking, well, what are we talking about when you're digging out 70 inches of snow? We'll talk about heart attack snow. Jim Cantore will talk about it.
Robitussin has a unique dual-action liquid that instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Control your cough with Robitussin.
Cough number 5, the sleepless night. Sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime's dual-action liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the consequences.
Robitussin has a dual-action liquid that soothes your throat and relieves your cough.
The future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Wow, I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergies start, doctors recommend taking one non-drowsy Claritin every day during your allergy season for continuous relief.
18 days. 17 days.
22 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torin 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy, and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
HomeAdvisor. There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Book now for your last chance to receive a $250 airfare credit when you stay 4 nights. Offer ends February 17th. Atlantis.
Hut. When it comes to losing weight, everyone has a number. And if you want to get your performance back and feel great, do what I did. 1 call and I lost it all. 22 pounds gone.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem has everything you need to feel better, look better, and perform better at any age, faster than ever before.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and Craving Crusher shakes, free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
Whether your number's 10 or 50, make the right call. Nutrisystem.
Call 855-789-FIN now and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 51 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.